From Las Vegas, Sandy Kastel and friends.
Hi, and welcome to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show. I'm Sandy Kastel.
And I'm the guy you've been waiting to hear, Chef Michael Bumbolini.
That's right, and we are sponsored by Resort Stay International, George Stuart for Insurance for Life, Tony May, Attorney at Law, Royal Cleaners, Byron Mills, Divorce Attorney at Mills & Mills. So call us right now at 702-731-1230 and win free show tickets and ask Chef Michael about his authentic South Philadelphia recipes from his cookbook, Don't Dirty the Stove. Hi, Chef Michael. How are you?
Good morning, Sandra. How are you?
Sandra?
Yeah, let's stay formal today. Oh, by the way, that's Royal Cleaners, and that's on Flamingo and Durango. And because I know that they're listening in, because these are from Korea. These are my associates that we work together hand in hand. And I'm going to tell you something, Sam, between us. I don't go no place else to get my clothes clean but them.
And you have a lot of suits.
Yeah, believe it or not, I got 173 suits.
And how many hats?
62.
62. I know you've been counting.
That's right. And what are you laughing about, buddy? All right. We got this. This is going to be televised. In fact, I talked to David Taylor today, and we're getting on the ins and the outs, whatever the hell that is. And what we're going to do is we're going to post this so everybody can go online to see my handsome smile and the dimple in my chin that cost me $4,800 to put it in there. Dr. Jimmy Leonetti did that for me, and I got it done 32 years ago. I wanted a cleft in my chin. This guy's he's believing this
like
crap.
Kirk
No,
Douglas,
I'm only teasing you. I'm having fun
right?
with you. I'm
Yeah.
having fun with you. I guess
the number of suits that you said you had, I'm not so sure. When I worked in banking, I had that many, and I got rid of all of them.
Did you really? Well, I love suits. It's nice.
Well, Michael, we've got a lot of great guests in the studio today. We've got Mark Bradley, who's a videographer, producer, and also you have, what is it? What are your shows? The online things you have, Vegas
On Demand and Weed TV.
WeedTV.com, right. And then we have Lenny Chide of NHS. Hi, Lenny. How are you?
Good morning, Sandy. How are you today?
Good. And we have, of course, John Stewart from Legends in Concert.
Good morning, Sandy.
Good morning. And good morning,
Michael.
Las Vegas.
Thank you. Good morning, Las Vegas. You know, am I allowed to talk? Because you told me you want me to ask permission. She said, make sure.
I
you ask
did
permission.
not.
No, I'm
Boy,
only
he's
teasing
always
you.
picking on me. You know what? We're live from KLAV 1230 a.m. Weekdays mornings, 9 to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday, just in case you don't know that.
And if you dial area code 702-731-1230, you could talk to Chef Michael about Italian recipes, and you get major show tickets. We got them all. Let me tell you something. We got some great shows. We got Jeff Savilico. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes?
We got Country Superstars. We got Mark Savar. We have the Beatles show. These tickets start at $60 a head. Now, let me tell you something, everybody in Radio Land. I know that you wait for me every morning to hear my wonderful Italian Napolitan voice, but listen to me carefully. We were up to 2 o'clock in the morning last night because we had Don Usherson over. It was his birthday, so I took this kid out for his birthday, and Nasty came over to the house, and we started talking. And this is a very personal friend of John Stewart. He said, Mike, do me a favor. Make sure you treat this guy great. I got the bill. When I handed it to John this morning, he said, forget about it. I ain't paying for nothing. Now I'm only teasing. But well, here's the thing. From today, we're going to do it like we always did. But starting Monday, when you call the radio station, our engineer, he's going to ask you for if your email and your phone number. We will contact you. And then the show tickets you can pick up at KLAV. Because I want to tell you something. I want to thank every listener out there today that's listening to me, and that's Lisa Grasso, and that's all our friends and everybody that support us that made us number one in 1 week. It's incredible for the show tickets. The problem is that, man, I would need a staff of people. There's hundreds and hundreds of people calling in every day, and I don't get a chance to talk to everybody, but that's okay. We love you just the same, and you're still going to get the show tickets. This guy's laughing next to me. What am I going to do with this guy? And we're going to have a great time. It's going to be a great show today. And Sandy's going to ask me a plethora. How do you like that word, Johnny?
A plethora.
I love it.
A plethora
Oh my gosh.
of
Questions?
And I like to sing a song right now. It's called, no, I'm only teasing. Remember this song? Good morning, the best to you each morning. Geez, am I the only
Nobody
old guy?
remembers
Nobody
that.
remembers
That's
that. Hey,
before
Tim, what are
our
you laughing
time.
for?
It's before our
Don't hand me
time.
no stuff, Tim. Don't hand me no stuff because I'm an equal opportunity employer. You got the NAACP, I got the MAFIA Association. The
What
Mothers
the
and
heck
Fathers
is
Attendant
that?
Association. That's exactly what that
Oh, I
means.
thought it was the Broken Hearts Club Association.
John wakes up every morning and says, what is Leonetti going to say today?
That's right.
True,
Is that
exactly.
true?
I
You know-
shiver. I shiver.
Sandy, do you know that John Stewart, and I want everybody out in radio land and TV land to know, this guy's got 200 billion things to do every day, and this man has been with us from the way we started, the minute we started this radio station. And John, I'm going to tell you something. Beside my personality and the great Sandy Kastel, who's absolutely not only the love of my life, but she's the best entertainer, vocalist, sculptor. She's the most well-rounded young lady. And this guy goes, yeah, she's well-rounded, all right. So the key to this success, it was your help, John.
Thank you.
And I want
Thank you
people
very
to
much.
know that, bringing all these wonderful people, because I don't
Yes.
know who these guys are. I thought they were parole guys. I had no idea who the hell they were. But they were wonderful, and we're going to have a great time. So people out there in Radio Land, get out of the bathroom, get out of the bed, okay? Put the coffee cup down, okay? And dial area code 702-731-1230 and talk to Chef Michael about something. You hear me? You son of a... Go ahead.
So
Sonny.
in the meantime, Mark, I've known you for, as you said, over about 20 years,
Yeah,
and
sure.
we keep running into each other every once in a while. I did a rehearsal out at your studios when I did my video for the
Yep.
Only in Las Vegas TV show that I did. That was back in 1998. And
Wow.
then, I know. That was when you had that big space over there. And at that time, I think you were maybe just starting or had just started the video TV in the hotels. You were
That was about the video TV in the hotels. My God, that was 20 years ago.
yeah.
That was called Players Network.
Players Network.
Players Network still is the name of the company.
Yes.
I see the description there is
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
We're a public company, fully reporting over the bulletin board, and we grew that into a network from in hotel rooms to 105 million homes now, called Vegas On Demand in 127 markets, Comcast, and we're on Hulu channels. We got tons of distribution all over the place.
Wow. And just think, I was there at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's right. And whatever happened? You still have the big studio there? Or?
You know, when the
Did you-
economy dipped down, it was big, it was 10,000 square feet, and it just was empty for a long time. And we said, what do we need this for? Most of our production that we do ourselves is on the Strip and in Las Vegas around town. And, you know, what a better set and backdrop in the world is Las Vegas. So
Right.
why have a studio when you have
Right.
the whole city's a studio?
Well, congratulations on all that success. That's great.
Thank you.
And then Lenny Chide of NHS. Lenny, tell us a little bit about what NHS is and what does it offer to Southern Nevada?
Sure. NHS of Southern Nevada is a nonprofit that's been serving Southern Nevada for about 22 years now. If it's something to do with housing, we're probably involved. Everything from down payment assistance to low to moderate income housing for low-income folks. We also help people that are trying to buy homes. You know, one of the things we don't teach in school, we teach you math, teach you English, all those great things, but we don't teach you how to buy a house. We don't teach you the things that you should look out for, the scams that are out there. We have a HUD-certified program that actually teaches individuals how to buy a house, who they're going to deal with, what they should look for. Once you pass that course, you come and meet with one of my great consultants. They will walk you through the process. They'll help you set up your budgets, make sure you are truly prepared to buy a home. You know, we just went through this crisis in 2008, 2009.
Right.
One of the things that they found is this program that we teach, 66% of the people that took the program were less likely to actually go into default. And out of that, only about 30% truly went into foreclosure itself. So when you look at the odds or the statistics of the nation, we were considerably lower than that for the folks that went through our program.
Well, that's a good thing because, you know, it's great that we get the opportunity to buy homes, but then we really don't want to lose them.
No, we don't. It's really funny. One of the first
Yeah.
things we always ask people, you know, how many of you are renters? And everybody raises their hands. And you say, okay, your water heater just went out. What do you do? And every one of them has the same answer. I call the office. I talk to the maintenance person.
That's right. What are you
we
doing
failed
at your own home?
What do we do with your own home?
That's
Most
right.
people don't realize that. And obviously now it's a $500,000 to $500 to $1,000 for a water heater. then you got to pay for the insulation and everything else. And so we try to teach you to be prepared for those type of things.
Yeah, and what happens when you have the carpet cleaners come and then they blow a fuse and you can't find the box to turn on the fuse? I mean, that happened to us this weekend.
Right. You know what happened when my water heater went out, Lenny? I robbed the neighbors next door. I went right next door, and I just busted the door and took it. And he came to my house. He said, "Did you see my water heater?" I said, "What water heater?"
Which water heater? I got one just like
John,
it, though.
wake
You
up,
know,
for
I mean,
God's
hey,
sake,
it came
John.
from Naples. What can I tell you?
No, I didn't know you were Italian.
From Sicily.
He's from Italian. He's Italian, honey.
Oh
You
my
don't
gosh,
believe
you were
that?
born in Sicily?
No, my grandfather and my grandmother were born in Sicily, came over to this country. And
What are you, third generation? or-
third generation.
Yeah.
I was
That's
born
great.
in Italy.
Well, you know.
I was born with purple feet. Yes, sir. we got 2 minutes. Okay, now listen. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, John.
No, please.
No, go.
No, please.
Oh,
after you.
come on.
Please, after you.
All right, then again. John, did you have something you wanted to ask Michael about one of his recipes? I know this morning you called me.
I did.
Specifically
For
because you had
clam
a
linguine.
There you go.
How do you make clam
What the
linguine?
hell's a clam linguine, John?
Well, how do you make it?
Linguine white clam is one thing, but clam linguine I never heard
Oh,
of.
linguine clam? I said my wife make it. She says, ask Chef Michael how to make it. I don't know how to make
That's the easiest
it.
thing in the world to make. And I tell you what we're going to do. The engineer put up his finger, and I don't like the finger you're putting up, buddy. I want you to know that. So watch out. So it's very simple to make. You go to Smith Food King naturally, aisle
Of course.
5,
Yes.
and you grab the clam juice. You grab 2 cans of the chopped clams, okay? Go home, get oil and garlic, saute it, mix, then come open up the can. It takes 3.5 minutes to make this. That's all it takes. And then you add parsley. Be careful with the salt because the clam juice has a little salt to it. You add your parsley, a little bit of red pepper, or you could use a little bit of black pepper in it. And then you always use Wondra. Now, what Wondra does, everybody, it tightens up the sauce. If you put flour, you got to be careful with flour. If you use cornstarch, you got to break that stuff down. So I'm an avid Wondra user. And what that does, because when you get a clam, we went to a place, I don't want to mention its name, but there was the worst linguine white clam I've ever tasted in my life. Because when I grabbed the macaroni and I twirled it around, it actually rolled off the pasta, and I was eating just pasta, not the sauce. So what the Wondra does, it connects to the pasta where you get a beautiful flavor, and then you add some little bit fresh lemon. And that's the linguine white clam sauce. It takes no more than 3.5 minutes to make that stuff.
Well, if you're just tuning in now, you're listening to Chef Michael on Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show. And we've got John Stuart with us,
Yeah, baby.
Mark Bradley,
All right.
and Lenny Chide. And we've got Tim at the engineer board. And we've also got Rhett Nielsen, who is doing our video for us. We'll be right back after a message from our sponsors.
Making every morning brighter. This is Sandy Kastel and Friends. Here again, your host, Sandy Kastel.
Hi, and welcome back to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show. I'm Sandy Kastel.
And I am Chef Michael Bumbolini.
Chef Michael.
You know this guy? I'm sorry, honey. Go ahead.
Come on, you never
me to
give
say
in that
something?
easily.
This guy dies and goes to heaven. His name is Angelo Bumbolini. So St. Peter's at the Golden Gate. St. Peter says, "Can I help you?" He said, "I'm here to get in the gates of heaven." He said, "What's your name?" He said, "My name is Angelo Bumbolini." He said, "Mr. Bumbolini, I don't know how to tell you this, but I can't let you into the gates of heaven." He says, "Why not?" He says, "You didn't do anything good on earth." He said, "I did a lot of good things." He says, "Name me 2 things you did while you were on earth." He said, "I was once at the Golden Nugget, and I seen a woman. She was so crying. I walked up to her. I said, 'Why you cry?' She says, 'I lost all my money.' He said, 'I stuck my hand in my pocket. I give her $2. He says, "Name me something else," St. Peter said. He said, "I went back the next day. I seen that same woman. How you do?" She says, "Not so good. I lost the $2 you gave me." He said, "Don't you worry. I put my hand in my pocket." Smile, John. Don't give me no crap today. Put my hand in my pocket. I gave her another $2. Now, isn't that good enough to get me, Angelo Bumbolini, into the gates of heaven? Ladies and gentlemen, 6 feet away, there was Jesus Christ. 6'2", black hair, blue eyes. He was Italian. Don't let nobody tell you different. He wasn't a Jew. He was Italian. Because that's what my grandfather told me. He was Napolitan. What are you laughing about, buddy? So St. Peter looked at him. He says, "What should we do with Mr. Bumbolini?" And what do you think he said? What? Give Mr. Bumbolini his $4 back and tell him to go to hell.
Well, we've got a caller.
Oh, thank God in heaven. I'm so excited. Who's on the phone? Mike, hiya, buddy.
What's up, Mike?
What's up, my dear friend? What's going on? Give me some good news.
I need Aunt Mary's Brazil recipe, please.
Okay, this is what you do. You get a bucket of steam and a dozen raw eggs. You hang them up gently with a bushel of goldfish eggs. No, I'm only teasing you. Why did I say that? I have no idea what was off my head. Mike, it's very simple. It's a piece of flank steak. You go to Smith Food King naturally. Don't you dare go to Albertsons until they become a sponsor. Then you can go there. But in the meantime, you go to Smith Food King and you go down. You get a piece of brajol, and that's called brajol. It's flank steak. You roll it out, and then this is your stuffing, Mike. You get yourself breadcrumb. You get yourself Parmesan cheese, Locatelli. You can use Romano, Pecca Romano, whatever that you want to use. Okay, and then you add fresh garlic, believe it or not, but dice that garlic up so fine. In fact, stand on that garlic, do the adarandello on it. Do whatever you have to do to get it real nice and easy. You stuff it, and then you roll it, and then you tie it, and then you fry it, and then you put it in the sauce for about 6.5 hours. Mike, let me tell you something, kid. You never taste a piece of brajol in your life like that. Unfortunately, I'm not making that for Mother's Day because John doesn't eat brajol, but I know he eats sausage and peppers, so I'm going to make something special for Brother John. But that's how you make it. And is there any other questions you need to know?
No, that's it. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to make some money for you, Mike.
You're going to make money for me? Give me the 20 you owe me, you son of it. No, I'm only kidding you. Thanks, Mike, for calling in. I love you. Guess what, pal? You got yourself a couple free show tickets to see Frank Sinatra at the Sands, Sammy at the Dunes, and Dean at the MGM. Thank you, Mike, for calling.
If you're just tuning in now, you're listening to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. I want to tell you a little bit about WIMA, Women in Music and Arts Foundation. The Women in Music and Arts Foundation vision is to advance awareness, strengthen community relations, recognize and celebrate the contributions women have made in music and art worldwide. WIMA is committed to educate, mentor, support, empower, and provide the tools and opportunities to help others achieve their individual goals and dreams. Our seminars, focus groups, panels, and unique artist showcases allow WIMA to raise funds to grant achievement awards and scholarships for youth initiatives and artists of all ages. Our yearly dues are only $35, and you can go to wimafoundation.org to become a member or make a donation. That's WIMA foundation.org. And this May the 17th, which is just about a week away, we're going to have an event at Canyon Gate Estates, which is right at Sahara and Durango. And Chef Michael is going to be preparing a wonderful luncheon for all of our guests. So please go to wimafoundation.org, sign up for this event, call 702-348-5707. That's 348-5707 to make a reservation.
Right, and it's $2,500 per person.
Such a deal.
Such a deal. Can't go wrong.
Well, we have
cover that
entertainment also.
Yes, it's going to be $25 per person. But let me tell you something, everybody out there. Please listen to me. All jokes aside, every penny goes to WIMA for the kids, to try to get these people helped out. And one thing about Sandy Kastel, the girl really bent over backwards to really try to make a difference. And I enjoy cooking. I enjoy singing, and I have no problem. So you want to taste the master's cooking? And listen to me, I had men propose to me after they turned around and tasted my cooking. The guy next to me is giving me the eye. So forget about it. You ain't tasting my meatballs, Bill. Forget about it.
Speaking of the guy next to you, that's Lenny Chide. And Lenny, you are here with the NHS of Southern Nevada. And, you know, there's something here. It's called a handbag for homes. What is that?
Yes, ma'am. Basically tomorrow from noon to 3 at the Elks Lodge over on 4100 West Charleston, we will be having our Handbags for Home fundraiser. And just as the title says, we will be auctioning off some high-end handbags from folks like Michael Kors, Mark Jacobs, Coach, Vince Komodo. We'll have various, all brand new, that have been donated to us. We'll be auctioning those off. We'll also have some gently used handbags. They'll be on our silent auction. And guys, don't feel bad. You can come out as well, because we will have things for the gentlemen out there as well. We've got things from sports memorabilia that's been donated to us, garage doors, gardening items, 50-inch flat screen TV. So quite a bit of activity we'll have out there tomorrow. And I'm actually wondering now if Chef Michael's going to come out there and be my entertainment tomorrow.
Well, you know, you have to
Thanks
ask
a lot,
him.
buddy. I really appreciate it. You know, it's a funny thing you should say that. Sandy and I were down on Fremont Street the day before yesterday. And Fremont Street has really changed, hasn't it?
Oh, my gosh, it's
Yes, it
totally
has.
different
And
than
the
it was
people-
60 years ago.
Unreal. And people always asking for stuff. They got all kinds of people out there weird, you know what I mean? This guy's on the corner. He goes, I'm blind, I can't see. Give me a dime. Give me a dime. And he's got a cup in his hand. Tim, this is true. And I'm watching this guy for 20 minutes. And he said, give me a dime, please, just a dime. I'm blind, I can't see. So I go up to him and I waited till everybody left. You know, I didn't want to blow his cover. I said, hey, buddy, listen to me. You could see out of one eye. He said, how about a nickel?
So, Lenny, I know you said that all the guys could come too, but, so that they could have, get this big screen TV or get something else. But don't forget, man, you could also buy one of those handbags for your lady friend.
Yes,
or
ma'am,
wife, or mother,
Mother's
especially
Day.
because Mother's Day is coming up, and that's wonderful that these handbags are being donated. I mean, those Coach bags, they're really popular right now, and all those bags that you're mentioning are very popular for women. And of course, women have to have a handbag with every pair of shoes and every outfit that they wear, right?
And yes, they do, and that's the
That's
nice part
right.
about this. You'll find that we have a multitude of colors out there. It's everything from your basic blacks to the salmons to some goldish color, so we've got them. So we're hoping that everybody will come out and join us tomorrow.
And not
Once
only
again,
that, it's
noon to
donating
3.
to a good cause.
It's going to Neighborhood Housing Service of
Right.
Southern Nevada, so it's going to help people continue to get into their homes and continue to fund the programs that we offer.
Now, is this the website, this www.nhssn.org?
Yes, ma'am, it is. And they can actually go to that website by clicking on the event. You'll see that you can take it right to it. It'll show you some of the items that we're going to have donated, who our great sponsors are. Give you the directions to how to get to the Elks Club and the
Okay.
Elks Lodge, just in case you're not sure. They can also call my great staff at area code 702-649-0998.
That's 702-649-0998.
And for my people, Sicily 687772. Lenny, I want to give you a little shout out on the air. Listen to me, you're a nice kid. I took a liking to you, even though you're bald like me.
That's why we're so good looking.
That's right. If I could ever cook for any of your people, any kind of event, seriously, give me a call, and Mike will come down, and I'll prepare a feast.
Chef
Anytime,
Michael.
any place, and I really mean that.
And from the looks on your face, I truly do believe you mean that, and I
Thank you
can
very
tell you
much.
from the bottom of my heart, I thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Put your hand right there, buddy. You're
Got
a
it.
kid. Look at John Stewart. He don't know what to make. He's hooked up with this guy. Unbelievable.
So I just want to remind everybody, John Stewart is a legendary name in Las
yes, he
Vegas and around the world. He started 31 years ago, Legends in Concert, and just celebrated his 31st year on the 5th of May.
May 5th,
That's
correct.
right. And in fact, somebody from Florida had to call in and remind you
That's right.
to celebrate it.
George Trullinger, my buddy Holly.
That's right. That's right. He was your first, Buddy
First
Holly, right?
person I ever hired ever, actually. When
That's
I did the show
amazing.
at first at Orange County. He was the first person I ever hired.
Right, and John Stewart is working on a new project, which I don't know if we can tell him too much about it,
You
but
can
I
tell
know.
him. It's a combination of a lot of things, but it's a history, a show about the people that are 55 and over that help make Las Vegas what it is.
That leaves me
It's
out.
called Vegas Follies Forever Young. So everyone in the show is 55 and over.
I love that.
Singers, dancers, everybody, and it's going to be tremendous. It's kind of a takeoff on the Palm Springs Follies. It's been there 23 years. You couldn't get a ticket while it was going on. Now we're coming here and bringing the show to Vegas.
And I know you have some pretty big names that you're working on
We're
getting
talking
here.
with lots of people. Pia
Yeah.
Zadora. We're talking to Olivia Newton-John. We're talking to lots of different people. Rich Little, of course, Steve Rossi, and
Steve
lots
Rossi's
of people.
dead. What are you talking about?
Steve
Hey,
Rossi.
hey,
He just came alive last night.
No kidding. That was the last time I seen him. I seen a tag on his toe.
He told me
Go
to,
away,
I don't know what he
1973.
was talking about. You helped explain it today. He says, tell Michael, Chef Michael, he can have his $4 back.
Yeah, that's
It was
what.
from heaven. I don't know what he's talking about.
So we just want to thank you again, John Stewart,
Thank you, hon.
for helping and being our program director and bringing on these wonderful artists and musicians and videographers. No,
Yep.
also, no. And also for the community service people that you're bringing in too, because WEMA's also about that, about giving back. And I know every one of the performers that comes in here and is in Las Vegas helps. They donate their time and their services or their cooking abilities
Yes.
to give back
Yes.
and to share the wealth. Whatever that may be.
I'm talking about Steve Rossi.
Yes.
That kid came to my house for 3 years, never missed a Sunday. Okay,
For dinner.
for dinner.
Yeah.
And Rich Little.
For 3 years?
Yeah, Rich off and on came on, but Steve came to my home
And he loved
every
the clams.
Sunday.
Didn't he love the clams?
Yeah. And I had a dinner Christmas Eve night. I always had 40 people. I made and there's a thing called avagile. In Italian avagile, the Italians, there's no meat. It's all fish, all different kinds of fish. And I made mussels al oregano. One thing about me, to come to my house to eat, you got to be an eater. If you're a picky eater, I'll invite you once. I'll never invite you again because it's a waste of time. I'm serious. Steve sat at that table, true story, you can ask him. And I made this mussels oregano. He ate a bowl of macaroni like you will not believe. Because this kid eats like a killer whale. You have to see this guy. The juice was left. He says to me, Mike, you got any bread? Now what? I said, look, Steve, I got about 200. What are you talking about? He said, no, do you have any bread? He said to me. I said, yeah, I had sliced bread. I didn't have the Italian one. I just had sliced bread. He took 5 to 8 slices of bread, threw them in the juice, and was drinking and eating it. And I said, Steve, you really enjoyed it. He says, Mike, I got to tell you, and you can ask him. He says, I've never in my life tasted mussels like this. It's called mussels. You got mussels marinara sauce and mussels oregano. And it was always a pleasure to have him at the house for dinner.
And if you're just tuning in.
And he came in empty-handed, never brought a bottle of wine because he knew it was a free meal.
And if you're just tuning in, you're listening to Sandy Kastel and Friends and Chef Michael and all of his special authentic South Philadelphia recipes. So call in 702-731-1230, and we'll be right back after a message from our sponsors.
How exciting.
Hello and welcome to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show. I'm Sandy Kastel.
And I am Antonio Endolini.
Wait, whatever happened to Chef Michael?
Chef, I'm the
Where
same.
is Chef
Listen,
Michael?
everybody knows me.
Well,
they
who's
know
Endolini,
my voice.
Bumbolini, and all these other guys?
What are you going to do?
What are these alter egos of yours?
Yes,
I mean,
people
I
that
know,
I know.
they must be alter egos. You've got a few of them.
You know what I did last night, Don? This is true. Sandy, tell
What did you do?
Went to the ladies' room. I accidentally, no, never mind. I went into my bathroom, and I went to the bathroom, and I put my hand down. My ring, my diamond ring, I had 2 of them like it, went right down the toilet.
Is that the truth?
My right hand to God, I'm not kidding you. And me like a real
See,
dudrul,
you see it's missing.
I didn't have no insurance on the ring. I mean, they were super zirconia, but still, I mean, the bottom line, it was
But
no laughing
insurance.
about.
Hey, listen,
True
just
story.
tell me where it was.
They were
I-
very nice,
yeah.
Zubik
I would like to visit that bathroom.
No,
It's-
seriously.
it's the only chance.
I put the hanger down there, and I was trying to pull. And I says, and Tim said to me today, and black people, they know about toilets. The bottom line. No,
Well,
he said,
I
Mike.
think all people
he
know.
said, Mike, it's gone. As he said,
It
if you
is
flushed, it's gone.
gone.
It's really gone.
No, somebody else said it gets stuck in the bottom of the pipe,
Well, you know,
but
honey,
we don't have pipes
we don't have
anymore.
pipes in there.
You just have that
Yeah.
big bowl.
Yeah.
This
the-
was
the
an
low
actual
one,
toilet?
No, seriously, because
was
you know,
in
No,
the
it's a
toilet.
hole in the ground.
And we live in Canyon Gate, and Sandy built that home. Where do you see it? It's gorgeous, and I never forget the first time I went to the bathroom. I was so nervous because our house was like $90 billion. This is beautiful,
90 billion.
All right, 80 billion. And I went to the bathroom, true story, I was afraid. I didn't even want to sit down. And I put the light on, and I heard choir of angels singing, I said, oh my God, I had to go out in the bushes. I was so embarrassed. But you know something?
That reminds me of your cookbook.
Yes.
Called Don't Dirty the Stove.
Don't dirty the stove. I wrote
And
that
I'll
cookbook.
just let you imagine why that made me think of that. Don't dirty the stove.
Can I say a quick story? Am I allowed to tell the story or
Of
no?
course, he
Because
is
I
a
want to talk
man.
to this guy here. This is wonderful about weed, stuff like that. And
That's a Weed TV. I mean, it's online.
Are we talking about weed? We're talking about weed.
WEED, yes.
I tell you the God's
Like
honest
grass.
truth. I never smoked pot in my life because I don't smoke. You know what I mean? I smoke cigars. I don't inhale. So naturally, if you smoke, pot, you have to inhale. Now I'm 62 years old. When I was 18, this girl had this thing called Colombian. She said, "Try it." I said, "No, I don't smoke. I can't inhale." She says, "Give it a try." John, my right hand to God, I should never see my mother. My mother's 85 years old. She's still rolling meatballs. I wouldn't lie to you. I smoked this whole this Colombian joint. Is that what you kids call it? The joint, the pot, whatever. And I looked at the cameraman like, "Yeah, who you BSing, pal?" Okay.
Nobody wants to admit
I walked
it.
out of
Come on.
that bathroom. You killed me. So I smoked the whole thing, and I looked at this girl, and I said, "See, it doesn't do nothing for you." And I remember walking down the steps, and I went to my grandfather's house. I ate pickle juice, French's mustard. I ate a raw onion, John, with the skin. I'm gonna, oh my God, this is delicious, I said. And I smoked pot, seriously, truthfully, once in my life. And it's an unbelievable feeling, but it made me hungry. And then I bit a wall on the way out.
So wait. So what were you going to say, Brad,
Well,
Mark?
let me tell you, the
Yeah.
largest growing sector of the weed sector right now is edibles. We launched a cooking show called Cooking I'm a Fool. And with our host Watermelon, we got 23 series so far, and we're making THC margaritas, canna burgers, You know, we have all kinds of recipes, and fat and oils and different things break down the THC and actually makes it so you can cook it
Really?
and put it into food. It's
And it's legal?
Well, in certain states it is, yeah.
That's right. Now, could you imagine?
Gummy
Colombia?
bear. We got a bakery, gummy bears and brownies and all
right.
kinds of stuff.
So I can
Gummy
I can
bears.
make a meatball and put that in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh
Could you
my
imagine that,
gosh,
John?
we just
People
opened
say,
another
oh my
can of
God, it's the
worms.
greatest
Oh my
meatball I ever. Look at Tim saying, "Where's CJ's meatballs?" Then I'm going on the place.
You have to add fat to the meat because otherwise it won't break down. It won't do anything.
Ah.
Yeah. I'm learning a lot from the TV
I
channel.
bet.
Yeah. The other area.
How do you
that's-
guys get anything done, though?
well, you know what? Here's the interesting thing about it is, you know, this idea is rather new. The network's only 2.5 weeks old, and we launched it in Denver at 420 at the Cannabis Cup, and there was 90,000 people there, you know, going to this Cannabis Cup. Half were sideways, but the other half weren't, because the whole medical side of things and the non-THC side of things, the cannabis plant has rubs that get rid of pain and
Yes.
aches and cancer and insomnia and arthritis. I mean, it's unreal. And I thought it was kind of hocus pocus. And then I sat down and met with a lot of the scientists and the people behind it. They explained how it worked, and I was like, wow, okay, maybe this isn't hocus
A lot of
pocus.
medicinal applications, right?
It's an incredible amount. And matter of fact, they just, you know, there's all kinds of new companies emerging right now in the space. They're using the stalks for to build houses instead of gypsum for drywalls. They're using cannabis drywall that makes it more insulated. I mean,
Now, what's the same? Is that the same as hemp? Or
Yeah.
is that the fabric?
it's the same
Is
as
that how they
hemp.
make the-
It's the
okay.
same as hemp. What
So
happened?
they make clothing out of, hemp. also,
Yeah, well,
yes.
you can go to weedtv.com and buy
Right.
hemp T-shirts.
That's right.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And those have been out for a long time.
Well,
The hemp fabrics and
hemp
stuff.
fabric.
Yeah.
I don't have a clue what you're talking about. But I'll go along with you.
Then there's, you know, we cover money, we cover politics, we cover the workforce. There's the food and commercial workers is now got behind the weed industry, 1.2 million people.
Wow.
And they're
Wow.
training people and creating jobs.
Yeah.
And in Nevada here, it's going to be booming by the end of the year with 66 legal dispensaries.
Wow.
So what is the website?
Weedtv.com.
That's pretty easy. Weedtv.com.
Yeah.
So everybody can go there and find out more, and they can get products, and they can watch your programming.
Yeah, we just shot our first entertainment event. We partnered with a hip hop star, Wiz Khalifa,
Oh yeah, yes.
and we shot a concert in L.A. last week. We shot 6 acts, and we're going to be airing it on WeTV.
You never
beginning
invited
next
us.
week.
That's right. We're very hurt.
Well, you'll be invited to the next one. We'll be doing a lot of them.
That's great. That's great. I'm glad to hear that, Mark, because, now, how did you, I want to go back a little bit. How did you get involved, first of all, with, Vegas on Demand is here. You're doing that. But way back when, how did you even get involved with this? Because you were a videographer? Is that how it started?
Well, I was a videographer a long time ago, and that's still my passion. It's like
Right.
once you're a dancer, you're always a dancer. Once
Right.
you're
Singer and,
once you're a videographer,
comedian.
you're always a videographer.
Yeah.
I came to Vegas in September 9th, 1990, the day the Hard Rock Cafe opened, and there was no venue in town, and Aerosmith performed in a tent in a parking lot where the Hard Rock Hotel sits right now. And brought our cameras there, interviewed Aerosmith, and we shot this great event. I said, and I'm 26 years old, this is really cool, I'm never leaving, and I never did leave. We started out putting our content in hotel rooms, and back in those days, we didn't realize we were targeting content to a targeted audience. They call it social communities nowadays, and they call it branded entertainment.
Right.
And that kind of evolved into the digital world, and signed a 10-year deal with Comcast Communications and AT&T and Verizon and Dish Network, and we're in 105 million homes now with Vegas on Demand.
Oh my gosh.
But the reality is that nobody was really making money in video on demand, so we decided we need to be a technology company, and we created this technology platform that combines social communities together with content, pushing commerce and transactions, and it works so beautifully for our new channel, Real Vegas TV, that we launched a few months ago. We said, well, why not do this in other industries, other markets, other lifestyles? And weed started becoming so big, we said we want to be the first weed channel, and we made a decision and launched a channel within 2 weeks. That's how incredible our technology and software is. And we're producing original programming, social communities, having a lot of fun. It's, it's really, really fun to be a part of an emerging industry.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy. Everybody's making money. Everybody's smiling because they're smoking something or eating something.
I bet they're happy.
You know, I would like to say for everybody who buys the weed, will get 2 free show tickets to Mark Shavar, Healthy Superstars, and Rockfall. We got a caller on the line, and who is it? Steve.
Steve.
Hi, Steve. Hi, buddy. What's up?
Hey, how you doing, Michael? Hello, Sandy, and hello to your guests.
Hi, Steve.
How's everybody? I got
Good.
a question for you. My Aunt Teresa, who was a great cook, by the way, she lived to be 102. It must have been that good Italian food, all that garlic and grease and everything kept her alive. Anyway, she made a thing, only way I can describe it, Michael, was an Italian burrito. It was delicious. I'll never forget one Sunday afternoon, she goes, try this. It was like pizza rolled up with pizza on the bottom, spinach on the top. It was like, did you ever see like a rolled type of pizza stuffed with all kinds of goodies? Did you ever make anything like that?
You know what I
Michael?
make? It's called stromboli, Steve.
Stromboli.
Stromboli.
Ah.
It's stromboli.
Okay.
You know, it's a funny thing that you mentioned that because that's one of my favorite dishes that I make, and it's the most simplest dish to make you ever try in your life. There was this guy that came in. He was 85. He was 80 years old, and he walks into the doctor's office with this girl, and she said, and the doctor come out and says, "Hey, listen," he says, "you know, your granddaughter's in the family way." He says, "My granddaughter? That's my wife." He said, "How old are you?" He says, "I'm 80." He said, "How'd you do it?" He said, "Lots of Italian olive oil." A year goes by, Steve. The guy goes back. The doctor comes out and says, "Wait a minute. How old are you?" He said, "I'm 81." He said, wait 81? How did you do it? He said, "Doc, I've been telling you, lots of Italian olive oil." A year goes by, John, true story, I was there, I couldn't believe it. The doctor comes out, he said, "Wait a minute, how old are you?" He said, "I'm 83. He said, "How the hell did you do it?" He said, "Lots of Italian olive oil." He said, "Well, guess what? You need an oil change because this kid came out black." Anyway.
Hey, Michael, can I leave you with one good one?
Go ahead, hurry up, Steve.
Okay, Tony Capitelli back in New York goes in, has his wife examined. They couldn't have a baby. She was so depressed. Finally, the doctor says, "Mrs. Capitelli, you can't have a baby. You got an insufficient passage." They really spoke broken English. She goes home and she's crying. He goes, "We can't have a baby. What's the matter, Angela?" She goes, "I can't have a baby. I got a fish stuck in my passage."
Oh my God in heaven.
Oh gosh, have you
Steve,
just?
what kind of work, Steve? What kind of work do you do? What kind of work do you do?
I worked in construction most of my life. Now I'm retired.
Good. Stay retired. Don't be a comedian. No, I'm only teaching you. Steve, I love you.
Thanks for calling in,
buddy.
Steve.
You're the greatest, pal.
Okay, if you're just tuning in now, you're listening to Sandy Kastel and Friends with Chef Michael or Chef Boombolini or Chef Bingelingy or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, we've got our guests Mark Bradley, Lenny Chide, and Don. Oh, Don's not here. It's John Stuart. So we'll be right back after a message from our sponsors.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait.
Darling Dankeschön.